Welcome, this is a recorded session of the Post-Quantum Cryptography Conference of the PKI Consortium. This conference would not have been possible without our sponsors, PQ Shield, SSL.com, Entrust, Keyfactor, HID Global, and the organizational support of the Post-Quantum Cryptography Working Group of the PKI Consortium, and in particular, Entrust, Keyfactor, and Logius. Would you like to join the PKI Consortium? Go to pkic.org/join, or contact us if you would like to become a sponsor.
All right, so I am pleased to introduce this next presentation, Quantum Key Distribution, What is Done and What's to Come, presented by Jan Klausner, Senior Product Architect at Bundesdruckerei. Oh, yeah! All right. Majority of his work has looked at the practical challenges of implementing high-grade security products, including his current focus on combining innovative PKI solutions with post-quantum cryptography. At that, I'll hand it over to you, Jan. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, I'm giving this talk also instead of my colleagues, Richard Schilling and Anke Ginter, who are actually working on this kind of topic in our department, but because they did not come here or could not come here, I will give the talk. As a moderator said, right now I'm more into PQC, but now it's quantum key distribution, which is quite a different topic. Okay. So, you know, quantum technologies, new, they are fast evolving technology. So maybe we need to have in mind that this kind of technology can disrupt quite quickly everything we did before. So this also involves stuff like, okay, we have algorithm that is like known like 2 decades already, which was written on paper, which we see maybe if it runs on a quantum computer could break our classic cryptography. But if the quantum computer is there, we don't know what else we might discover who breaks our current technology, besides giving new opportunities. So we need probably take a good look and good care to not miss anything here. So PQC, as I said, or we discussed here on this conference, is the first step into the right direction, but be aware what's to come. So quantum key distribution is one of the new technologies that can be used with quantum techniques. The new stuff is that the security of this kind of system would base on physical principles, not of mathematical principles. We can use this technology to securely transfer keys from one end to the other, which can in turn be used for symmetric N and decryption. The idea is that these keys can be encoded into quantum states. Quantum states cannot be cloned without noticing, at least that is the theory currently, so that an eavesdropper in the middle would be noticed. And so you can recognize which kind of bits were eavesdropped, and you could discard this kind of stuff. Okay, but as again, QKD only transfers like a key. Everything else will rely on the classical part. For example, the authentication, because this only transfers a key for encryption. So authentication needs to be in a classical way. There, for example, we need also PQC signatures to be quantum secure. That's basically how this could be done. So you have an authentication channel, classic, between Alice and Bob. You have a key distribution channel for QKD. And then you have the data transmission channel, which is classical encryption with PQC or traditional or hybrid algorithms. And maybe you also employ some kind of QRNG to generate your key bits. When you do this, you always need an optical fiber between the two participants. As a mob need to have a fiber from one point to each other. And when you transfer this kind of stuff, this is your qubits, you also need some kind of post-processing in order to get down, to check for errors, to lower the error rate of your transmission. So you can extract the useful bits for your key in the end. The advantage of this stuff is also that you have like forward secrecy. So once this is done, this key cannot be recreated by somebody who looks at the communication afterwards. So how is this kind of system integrated into the real world? We could think of such a setup. So we have our two QKD devices for Alice and Bob. First, you need a quantum channel to transfer your qubits for the key. This quantum channel, again, needs to be a fiber, and it needs to be what we call a dark fiber, ideally. That means that it's not used by anything else. There are techniques that could use standard fiber, but this will lower down or increase the error rate and lowers the range or set where you can transfer things to. So basically you need this kind of dark fiber there. Then you have a second fiber that is a protocol channel that must be used to do the error correction and extract the correct qubits on each side. So this is for the QKD device. When the QKD device has done their tasks, they can communicate the key to the key management system above, which in turn creates a real symmetric key that can be fed into the encryption device. This is all stuff we already have in place, kind of. And then the two users can communicate. The KMS device can also be used to add additional layer of securities. For example, to generate a shared, the shared key, an aggregated key that comes from the QKD device, or a classical key exchange or the key encapsulation protocol, like we have in the PQC chems. Okay. This is basically what it could look like. So we at the Bundesdruckerei, we had a government project called Qu-Gov, where we, beside other things, could build up a test bed to check if the devices that are currently available meet the expectations. So in Berlin, there was a test bed created between different companies with different devices. This is a kind of star network. In the middle, there's a big hub. This is a telecom, the German telecommunication provider. We, the BDR, are one of the participants connected to the telecom. And we had also other participants connecting to this network. And in the end, we were able to create a secure channel between the participants. Which is noteworthy here, that this hub in the middle, the telecom point, also needs to be a secure node. So you cannot have a secure end-to-end channel from, for example, the BDR to the, for example, TU Berlin, so Technical University of Berlin. The hub in the middle, the telecom, always needs to, can read the communication and needs to encrypt it again on the QKD channel. So this is kind of a big drawback of this QKD systems. And that's why maybe it's a good idea to combine also both systems. So the idea is, as I said before, QKD, to have one layer of security for the physical security, add another layer, one for the authentication and one for the encryption using PQC. To have some kind of hybrid, again, hybrid security or system that combines both. Okay. Okay, what's still to come in this area? I must say that this talk technology is still in the infancy. So we have the test bits, it works basically, but again, we have small distances, only up to 100 kilometers on a fiber line that will work. Mostly even less, depends on the quality of the fiber. The bit rates are also okay-ish, like depending of between 400 bit per second key transfer, maybe up to 7K bit per second. And one big thing is that a security proof that this technology is really physically secure is still missing. There's a big debate going on. There's work going on how to actually prove this stuff. To give you some kind of idea what they are trying to solve, there are methodologies under research where they actually can read or could read qubits out of a fiber line without someone noticing. This is, again, it's an idea, it's research. Nobody knows if it works, if not. If it would work, then all these QKD systems would not work anymore. Or other stuff are checking the QKD devices, where I could insert some kind of light signal into the fiber line and so manipulate the QKD device and find out what they are encoding. But again, also this kind of stuff is still under research. And it's a fast evolving technology, so it's not good to bet everything on this technology. Okay, besides QKD, we see this could be just the beginning, if it works. Maybe when we have quantum computers, this will maybe get connected to a real quantum network. To go to the direct transfer of data via such a QKD connection or via a quantum connection. Yeah, and that's basically what we are looking into this currently at the Bundesdruckerei. I think this is the end of the talk. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. So if anybody has any questions, I welcome you to line up. We've got a mic over there. Oh, all right. Mic here, guys?
Thank you for the talk. Now, obviously, anyone who actually owns the hub can actually listen in, at least to the QKD half of the
Correct.
protected. When do you expect untrusted nodes to be available and practical?
Oh. I mean, that's when. I'm no investor. No, but there is also research going on to do this, right? Entanglement, where you can forward these qubits through nodes. But if this will happen really practical, maybe we talk about this in 20 years.
Okay.
So, no. So we want to solve this problem first. So.
Just that until you have untrusted repeaters, in my opinion, it's still in its infancy.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any other questions? Again, feel free to line up at the mic, or do we have any?
Yeah, we've
remote?
got a few online questions.
Okay, wonderful.
And
Over
I'll
to you,
start with the
Chris.
first. What is the approach, the proposed approach to dealing with the many concerns by international agencies that have reservations about QKD from many different countries? The protection profiles are a good step, but that's not nearly enough. How will this be overcome?
I didn't get the first word, sorry, but I think, yeah, research is the stuff. So we are working on the protection profiles, at least together with other parties, to really have an verifiable way of having a security assertion for this kind of stuff. So, yeah.
A couple more. This one's a little more practical. How expensive is the QKD hardware to deploy in conventional networks?
Currently, this is kind of handmade. So as we got it, I mean, we are this project was going on for 4 years. So like it was 2 years ago when we got our hands on this stuff. Maybe the vendors are now a bit further, but really this was handmade stuff. So we also had a lot of effort to integrate them into our networks. Besides for Germany being a problem that having a dark fiber available at our buildings. So I know there are other networks like Singapore, where this every kiosk has some fiber lying. So it's not true for Germany. So there are other challenges also here.
Last one online. And it seems pretty obvious. So needing a direct optical fiber between nodes seems like a serious limitation for communications, especially with the distance restrictions. Could line-of-sight communication through satellites, for instance, be used?
I mean, this satellite communication is also going to be tested. Several nations, or I mean, Chinese maybe have already launched this, but also Europe wanted to launch, I think, a satellite in the coming years to test this. So it's possible, but line of sight also means good weather. I mean, we are talking about optical connection, and this is also stuff that does not already work. So, for example, military application would be like a ship gets his keys if there's good weather. If there's cloudy, then no keys. Also, this is also, and it's much more expensive with a satellite. And also the satellite in the end needs to be a trusted node currently. So those are all his drawbacks. Okay.
Got a question in the room now.
Oh.
Sort of a question comment. So Mike Kramer with QNU. We've actually been doing this. We've got sites set up similar to what you did with about 30 nodes. We've done it with sort of the multiplex. It's a commercial product. We've done line of sight. We're going to be in a satellite in about a year. The comment about the flooding on the fiber, I didn't quite understand that. The way we do it is we actually don't pass the key along the fiber. We just detect it and then we recreate on each end.
Yeah.
So if you flood the fiber with light, how does that mess the key up? I don't
I think
understand.
it's not flooding. It's also like, as I understand it. Sorry, I'm no expert in this. Sorry.
all right.
But as I
Me neither.
understood it, you are trying to test the QKD device by inserting light into the fiber. It's not really flooding. It's not like a denial of service attack or something like this comparable, but it's really a needle operation. So to try to get this. I will not say this will work. So this is still an idea that could happen to work. This is research currently, but it's one of the things why people are reluctant about the security of QKD devices, because it's so new that we don't know a lot about the security.
Okay. Happy to talk. We've had it live for a couple years now, so we've got some good data on it.
Okay, good. Thanks.
All right. And all right, that concludes our presentation. Thank you so much, Jan. Appreciate
you.
it.